Welcome back to Indiana Diecast Racing and the Final Fantasy Fracas. We are kicking off the third round today, and here's all the drivers that made it through round 2. Arlo Racing coming in with 10 drivers, and as promised, any of the teams with 4 or more drivers is going to have their own elimination group. And first up today, it's Dogtown Racing. And this is the round of death. That's because only 1 out of every 4 drivers is going to advance. First up, we've got Tony Alva in a bifocal 2 called Tangelo. Next up, it's Javen driving his Nitro Door Slammer named Wheelie Bar. Melise is driver number 3 in Little Fiery One, a Grand Cross, which would be a good choice for the next tournament for castings we all love to hate. And Messy Mike returns to the track in his Fandango with those awesome shark teeth. I think those are Rust Belt Customs decals. Make sure you get over there and get them. So here we go on lap 1. We got Tony, Javen, Melise, and Mike. Tony with the initial lead, getting a little push from Melise. And Tony comes out of turn 2 in first. They're packed tightly close together. Messy Mike has fallen back a little bit. Tony's going to lead him to the final straight. And lap 1 is Tony. Oh, we got a little chaos. Javen takes second. I think Melise is third. And Mike manages to earn a point. We're going to take a closer look at this coming down the final straight. Javen gets sideways, gets smacked by Melise, and it's Javen, Melise, and Mike on lap 1. So, Tony Alva in his black and orange bifocal 2 takes the early lead. Melise now on the pole, Tony on the outside. Melise getting a push from Messy Mike. And is Tony going to be able to pass him on the second turn? No. Well, they're side by side. They come through Echo Base, and Tony's out front again. Melise close behind. They round the Savage Square. Tony's going to bring him to the finish. Oh, lots of spinning. It's Tony, Melise, Messy Mike, and Javen. That battle through Hoth was pretty wild. Mike almost leaves the track, but Tony's able to force his way in front of Melise. And then, despite some chaos on the final straight, Tony takes back-to-back laps. That's going to give him a 3-point lead going into the second half. We'll see how Tony manages starting from the back row now. So Messy Mike and Melise up front, Javen and Tony Alva in the back. Messy Mike finally gets some clean air out front, and he's going to come out of turn 2 well in front. He's whipping through Echo Base, and it's Javen in second, Melise in third, Tony in fourth. Doesn't look like anybody's going to catch him. Messy Mike takes lap 3, Javen is second, Melise is third, and Tony Alva fourth. Anyways, Tony Alva leads the entire rest of the group by 2 points heading to the final lap. This is anybody's group to win. But Tony only has to finish in the top 2 to make sure he takes the group. Javen comes out of turn 2 in first. First time he leads for the day. Tony Alva right behind him, followed by Messy Mike. Javen sails through the Savage Square, takes lap 4. Tony's second, Messy Mike third, Melise is fourth. And that means Tony Alva is the Dogtown Racing winner. He will be the one driver that advances to round 4 for them. And folks, yes, this is a wild card round, so the top scoring cumulatively second place finisher in one of these groups this round will also advance to round 4. Alright, next we've got Puff's Racing, and it's Puff himself in that classic mod rod called Puff Rod. Clever name. Next up, we've got Riot Isaac, spelled correctly this time, in a speed driver called It's a Wrench. Yes, it is. And in probably the most apropos casting for a team called Puffs, it's Baby Richie in his power pipes called Function Drives Form. And lastly, No Patience Nana hits the track again in Carolina Reaper, her two-timer. So here we go, it's Puff, Riot, Richie, and Nana. Nana a little off pace initially, and it looks like Puff and Richie are going to pull ahead, and they easily maintain the lead through 2. Oh! Baby Richie makes an amazing pass over Puff in Echo Base. And Baby Richie's going to take, lap 1 to the line. Oh, and it's very close. Puff had the lead. Baby Richie just gives him a little tap and slides on by on the outside through Echo Base. They come down the final straight and everyone gets a little wild. It looks like it's Baby Richie, followed by Riot Isaac, and then, man, it's too close to call, but I am hearing they're awarding 3rd place to Team Leader Puff, and No Patience Nana is 4th, though that very easily could have been a tie for 3rd. Alright, Baby Richie on the pole for lap 3. He pulls ahead quickly. No one's going to challenge him through 2. And Puff, Riot, and Nana trailing, but it doesn't look like they're closing. Oh, Baby Richie, Puff, No Patience Nana, and Riot Isaac on lap 2. Man, the final straight today seems to be everybody's bane, as no one can keep it straight. Baby Richie takes the win. Ooh, No Patience Nana almost drives off the track. And after 2, Baby Richie is perfect with 8 points, and he's got a 3-point lead over 2nd place Puff. No Patience Nana on the pole for lap 3, and she gets a little push from Riot Isaac, but here comes Baby Richie. Baby Richie's going to make the pass in turn 2 and leads for the 3rd time today. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to match him from this group. No Patience Nana is closing. Baby Richie gets loose, but takes first. Oh! No Patience Nana is 2nd. Taking a closer look at the start. Baby Richie really makes use of that crossover downhill thing into the Hogwarts area and regains the lead. Coming down the final straight, Richie gets sideways, gets smacked by Nana, who then spins out and gets hit by Puff, and Puff gets knocked off the track by Riot Isaac, but he does cross the line and will earn a point for 4th. But it doesn't matter. After 3, Baby Richie is put up a turkey and clinches the group victory. So lap 4 will be run purely for points and to see if one of these drivers can overtake Javen for the wild card. Puff leads, followed by No Patience Nana. Riot Isaac and Baby Richie are struggling in the back. Lap 4 goes to Puff. Here comes Riot Isaac, and despite winning the group, Baby Richie puts up the first DNF of the day and the only one of this group. Riot Isaac had the lead, spins out going into Echo Base and gets smacked around, double passed. And then Puff kind of runs away with the 4th lap, but Baby Richie wins with 12 points. And Puff is the 2nd place finisher for that group, but his total score is only 30, so Javen of Dogtown Racing maintains the top wildcard spot. We go to the 3rd group of the day, and it's DRT3K. First up, it's Cookie Momster in Bossy Oak, her Diesel Boy. And I know I've mentioned this before, but those Diesel Boys are one of my favorite fantasy castings. Next up, it's A-Bear in her Suzuka Carbonator Frankenstein called H-Low. Driving a Hoverstorm, it's Joe C. in his vehicle called Gondola Bananas, which, kind of makes sense. I don't know why gondola, though. Anyways, Raquelto Gearly in Michael Streakin. His Batmobile is the 4th driver for DRT3K, and it's maybe important to note, I think this is the only Batmobile out of like a dozen left in the tournament. Anyways, it's Cookie, A-Bear, Josie, and Raquelto Gearly. Cookie leads into turn 2, and A-Bear was unable to make the pass. Cookie kind of running away with this one, putting a big gap between her and the rest of the group. It's Cookie, Josie, A-Bear, and Raquelto. Cookie Monster with a solid start. And I think the length of A-Bear's Suzuka Carbonator doesn't do her any favors in those 3D printed turns. Anyways, Cookie Monster takes the first group. I think originally she was supposed to be named Cookie Monster, and I misread it. This was like a couple turns ago, or tournaments ago, and we kind of just stuck with it. And I think it's appropriate, maybe? Oh, Cookie Monster coming on fast. She makes the pass in turn 2. Oh, she gets wild and gets smacked by Josie, but maintains the lead. Lots of spinning. Josie gets on the inside and makes the pass in the Savage Square, almost leaves the track. They come to the finish line, and it's Josie followed by Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster and Josie are both decently fast. Cookie Monster makes use of that lane advantage and gets out front. Nearly drives off the track. And then they beat and bang through Echo Base and through the S's. They spin around, and Josie gets that line on the inside going into turn 5 and makes the pass driving in reverse, almost leaves the track himself. They get wild on the final straight, and it's a close one. Cookie Monster and Josie tied up at 7 after 2. Raquelto Gearly with the pole on lap 3, Josie on the outside. And Josie is going to blow past them before they even reach turn 2. Josie leads. Oh, and Cookie Monster almost gets tossed off the track again, entering Echo Base. Josie is running away with this one. They come down the final straight, and it's Josie, Cookie Monster, A-Bear, and Raquelto Gearly. Man, Cookie Monster's got to be fat. Yes, she's got to be fast, but she's also got to be careful coming down that straight going through Hoth. And after 3, Josie leads the group by a point over Cookie Monster, while A-Bear and Raquelto Gearly have both been mathematically eliminated from winning the group. A-Bear leads, followed by Cookie Monster, and they're going to hold it through turn 2. Raquelto Gearly well behind, and he's holding up Josie. Cookie Monster closes, but A-Bear holds on for the win. Cookie Monster has wrecked, and gets tossed across the line by Josie. Cookie Monster tries to make the pass, gets wild, almost drives off the track, rolls, and then gets smacked by Josie, and comes in with 2 points. And we've got a tie! We've got a tie between Cookie Monster and Josie for the win in the group here for DRT3K, so they'll go to a head-to-head duck-off. This, again, is a first to win 2 laps, not a best of 3. And Cookie Monster's going to take the lead after 2. Josie keeping pace. Oh, Josie closes. He's right on her bumper. They come to the finish line, and it's Cookie Monster on lap 1. So they swap lanes now. Cookie Monster quickly gets ahead. I don't know that Josie's going to be able to make the pass in 2. He does not. So here we go again. Josie on the verge of elimination. And Cookie Monster is going to put this one away in 2 laps. She wins the group for DRT3K. Josie will be the second place finisher, and we'll take a look at what his total score, and he is now the top wild card in the round with a total of 35 points, just edging out Javen of Dogtown Racing. Well, that's it for today, folks. DRT3K, Puffs, and Dogtown all advance 1 driver, and they only had 4 each, I think, so they are down to their final driver, but they advanced to round 4, and Josie currently holds the wildcard spot. This has been Jim D for Indiana Diecast Racing. Be sure to check in next time for more slightly above mediocre diecast racing and the continuing Round 3 action of the Final Fantasy Fracas. Buy more decals.